won't disconnect from my. Cyber.
Yeah, can you
Oh,
hear me?
cool. Yeah. Cool.
You hear me?
Yes.
Cool.
Okay.
That video I was talking about, you don't see it happening. You only see the blind man talking about what happening. Uh,
Yes, you've read the
and
Oh.
that
title of
is
this video
that's
correct.
in the
Is
beginning of that video. I
Bitcoin
just
going
linked
to
that video in
$1
Discord.
million
You see him
within the
talk
next
about it
90
in the
days? Well,
beginning there.
I personally don't think this is possible. However, the former
find this.
CTO of Coinbase
This
and
thing
former
starts
general
playing
partner
videos.
at Andreessen Horowitz, which is one of the biggest venture capital.
There we go. It's so stupid. It does that. How an operating system does that. So dumb. Doesn't even make sense. Okay.
Les Peter Guitar Jam. Crash Moo.
Crash Moo. 9 people watching on Rumble.
The freaking Oracle.
Hey, freaking Oracle.
Wi-Fi card again.
I'll have to look. I have to look at the event viewer.
That's the problem with all these errors. Every time you fucking think you fixed it or you have fixed it, a new error pops up because of that error you fixed leads to a new fucking error.
Just work through them. Or do a what I'm going to end up doing probably is a system restore.
Yeah, yeah. That's quick these days because you can save the files you want to save on your system and then just only reinstall the operating system.
The freaking Oracle. I updated my PC from 7 to 10 and my dongle doesn't work anymore.
And these days you don't even need a CD or anything.
You should go to a dongle doctor.
At least I don't on any of the last 3 or 4 laptops I have. The operating system have been built into the laptop via a chip, and then you can update it online, of course. There's no DVD or CD needed.
DHCP v6 client. That's
The freaking Oracle. My Wi-Fi dongle, ha 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 ha.
Same one, bro. Network, same one. 12. Frickin'. Two of those errors at 8:44, right when the crash happened. But there was stuff going on before. Nope, there's more of those errors. Oh shit.
Do we have option to run with an Ethernet cable?
I'm on an Ethernet cable.
Try to. Yeah, but you're running Wi-Fi, right?
No, I'm pretty
The
sure
freaking
I'm
Oracle.
direct. Yeah, I'm directly connected.
Can you roll back to Win 10?
Okay.
Yeah. I'm directly connected to a Wi-Fi hub, but it's with a wire.
Okay.
I shouldn't even be using my Wi-Fi card. Can I roll back to Windows 10? Yeah, I guess I could. But that would suck, after setting all this up. Cyber, your audio sounded like a Cylon warrior from Battlestar Galactica circa 1983. Still does. Say by your command. By your command. It is weird. I don't know if it's me or you. I mean, I'm not running anything extra right now, but my mom is watching Columbo. Fucking love it. Hell. I had all this shit happen at 8:44. Colonel General, it always says that the operating system started at system time. What do you mean it started? It started before the error? How is this possible? Event log.
You don't hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. It's fixed.
Does it sound weird?
Yeah, nope, you fixed it. Previous system shut down.
I don't know what's going on, if it was my end or your end.
I don't know, it sounds fine now. So, it's fucking 8:44, dude. The first thing it says is Colonel General. Okay, second thing, I'm just gonna go through. Operating system started. Event log. Unexpected, yeah, I know. The system has rebooted without cleanly shutting down first. Oh. There it is, those network errors, and there's a bunch of those with that card. I wish I could find the exact date that these started. Let's see how far back this goes. So it would be these network ones.
Sweet small softies. Yo, what's up?
Yo, sweet, what's up? I'm gonna go back and look at the dates of these, so we'll see how long they've been going for.
The freaking Oracle. $OSAT's crypto winding up for launch this week.
We got them all the way back to frickin' January. Those are information. No, do I want the warnings? Give me the warnings.
Sweet small softies. Why is it in that voice?
Because that's the one I randomly picked. Sounds
Why
like
not?
217, 216, 218. These are out of date in time. These are different kinds of errors. These all say distributed com. These are different. Display. These are different ones. February. I don't get display errors anymore, so February, January. Okay. This is the most recent, okay. March 19th.
Sweet small softies. How are you?
I'm good, how are you? Bunch of errors here, 17, 317, 316.
The freaking Oracle. Is your Ethernet card running hot maybe?
I could check, but no, I mean, I'm liquid cooled in there. It should be nice. But I could check the temperature of it, I probably.
Sweet small softies. Pretty good, just chilling.
Right on. 3, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 3, 7. A lot of errors, 3, 6. A lot of errors, 3, 5, 3, 4. A lot of errors, 3, 3, 3, 2. 3-1. So now we're in February. A lot of errors. 27th, 26th, 25th, 24th, 23rd, 22nd, 21st. I hope I can go back this far. 20th, 19th, 18th, 17th, 16th, 15th. Still a lot of errors.
Sweet small softies.
12.
12, 32, 2, 23, 5, 6, 67, 2, 1, 2, 1, 4, 2, 5.
1.
The freaking oracle.
31.
Sometimes hardware crashed due to heat, so easiest step to check off.
Right. 24. That's it. It's been crashing since January 24th, since the beginning, I guess. These are all warnings. I guess I should go to criticals. Let's go to criticals. And see how long I've been getting critical errors for. Here we go. 18, 317, 316, 314, 313, 310, 38, 37, 36, 35, 35, 33, 32, February. But when was I getting a lot of them, man? When did I really start getting a lot of them? Right here, I'd say March 10th. So if I could go to like March 1st, if I could go back to March 1st, I might be okay. System restore. Let's see here. System restore. Choose a different restore point. They're trying to go back to
Sweet
314.
small softies. Did you smoke?
Yeah. Bro, show more support restore points.
The freaking
Oh,
oracle.
dude, it goes back to March 1st.
I hate technology.
Dude,
but
I've got a
we need
restore
rely on
point
it
at
now.
March 1st.
Hell yeah.
That's the first one I got. Oh, what? Scan for affected programs. This is a cool thing it's got. Google Chrome, Decentraland, huh? My Bluetooth driver update. Edge. My graphics driver, my audio driver. A whole bunch of Bluetooth updates. Printer updates. Okay. Now will it automatically update those, I wonder? Or I have to go back and update each one as I go. One of those is probably what's causing it, right? Okay. Next. Okay, confirm your restore point. Your computer will be restored to the state it was before the event. March 1st, bro. I'm going to restore my computer back to March. If you have, and it might not work. So I've tried this before. Sometimes it doesn't work. So
System restore points for me didn't usually work back in the days, but ever since Windows 8, they have been pretty good, I think. For me,
I've used it so many times. I'm hoping this helps me, but what this will probably end up doing is really screwing up my computer.
If that's the case, then create a restore point before you use the restore point, so you can go back to this restore point.
Right? It
So
says one
not
was
that
just.
fucked up.
I've got a few right here. But yeah, I can create one. There was one on the 14th. System restore. Create a restore point. Call this one Cyber's Warning. I'm calling it Cyber's Warning. My restore point. If I need it, it'll be there. Cyber's warning. Restore point was successfully created. Okay, let's go back. Why didn't Cybers come up there? It's not showing up. What do I have to close it? Cybers warning. I have to click show. Dude, one's not coming up anymore.
Really?
Yeah, it's gone. March 1st is gone. Why is that? Oh my god. Why did it do
I
that?
know. It should keep them. You can have a lot of. I have fucking. I don't know how many, but I have quite a few restore points. It should not just delete them.
Yeah, it did. It's gone. I mean, I'll cancel out and try it again. Dude, I had it, man. It was there. I was gonna finish the show and restore it, man. It's a restore.
That's fucking bullshit.
Restore point.
Hold on.
Show more restore points. It's gone. Now March 1st is gone. There's a March 12th, but there's no longer a March 1st.
Is that restore points you have created, or is it the system who have created?
No, it's
them?
automatic. Automatic restore point. One was done automatically when I was doing a driver install. Wow, dude. Windows 11 fucked me again. Windows 11 just deletes a restore point. I'm going to put that in my fucking list of gripes about this bullshit. Dude, it's fucking glitch after glitch after glitch. 25.
Yeah, but I can go in here under recommended restore points and choose a different restore points. And when I go in and choose a different restore points, I have quite a few in there.
Oh my god, man.
But see, I have also some I have not created myself. I have the 12th of March, the 17th of March, and again the 17th of March. Oh, I know why. Because that was when I updated Windows last, I guess.
Delete all restore points for this drive. Scan for affected programs. Let me try that again just to see if something happens. Fuckers. And I can't delete that one that I made to see if it brings back the other one. It doesn't know for that. You change the fucking order of them. Why is that, man? Why is that? Why? Why, man? Why? Why the fuck are you gonna delete a goddamn restore? Maybe if I reboot my computer, it'll come back. That's the fucking
Back.
craziest shit. I got 16 people watching the show right now. I don't want to dump them. Let me go to this again and just see. Just closed it and open it again. It's gone. It's fucking gone. I can go back to the 12th, but I was having crashes. Well, actually, they kind of broke up. They got really bad on the 14th, the 16th, the 17th. Those are the critical errors. The 12th might be okay. Let me see the other errors, though. Those are the criticals. Let's go to the warnings and the errors. And just go by date here. 319 was bad. 18 was bad. 17 was bad. Lots of those errors. 16 was bad. 15 was bad. 14 was bad. 13 a lot of. 12 goes pretty quick. 11, 10, 9. So if I got back to the 12th, I might be okay. As maybe I'll just do that as a last ditch effort, whatever. Something going on with the market we should be looking at. $27,800. Holy shit. Yeah, it's good. So, Ethereum's down a little bit. Harmony's down. Everything's down a little bit. That's cool. Let's put this back up there.
Glass Trapper 88. Your wishes me, Lord.
So I will see if maybe I'm able to research more of these errors from the last one I had. Not really. The only thing jumping out at me is that card. Yeah, we're plugged into. I'm not. No, I'm plugged in up to the on the motherboard. I'm not plugged in on the card. I can see the card. The card has a wireless antenna. I mean, not wireless. It's got a wired antenna that I'm not using. I could pull the card out of the system, I think. Maybe. I don't know how to check and see if that's the adapter I'm using. Ethernet connected. Ethernet. What's my adapter? Yeah, but which what's coming in here? It doesn't tell me. Oh, there it is. Realtek PCIe 2.5 gigabit family controller, bro. I don't think that's the fucking AX200. That's different. I think I could pull that AX200 out. That's what those errors are saying. It's AX200. I might be okay, bro. I might just physically pull that thing out of my machine. I could uninstall. I could disable it. Right? I could do that right now in my control.
You can
Control
go out in the device manager and just disable it. That should, in principle, be enough.
All right, let's try that. Let me see. Network adapters. Okay, there's the AX and there's the 2.5. Got it. Properties. Update disabled device.
Makes sense that you're crashing if you have both running. It probably conflicts each other. I don't know which one to use at
okay.
some point.
Well, I'm going to disable it right now, so if it cuts off the show, bye, everybody. Good night. But if not, we're still here. Here it goes. Get ready. 3, 2, 1.
2, What? You're still there, I think.
Am I still here?
You're still there, right? Yeah.
Okay, so I've disabled it. Let me see if it reads. It says enable device, man. When I click on it, uninstall device too. Should I uninstall it too? No, because then it'll probably
I mean,
reinstall and enable itself. So I'll just leave it disabled. There's one thing it says update driver. Let me just see what it says because I just updated the driver. So let me just click update driver to see what it says. The best drivers are already installed. Okay, cool. All right. That might be it, man. I love doing stuff like this.
So,
If that fixes
so.
it, we'll see. It's like I want to push the system right now to see if it does a crash. But sometimes we're just sitting here. Most of the time now, we're just sitting here and I lock up. I just know
Jeff Lund.
with no warning.
Hashtag keep it open.
Hashtag keep it open. We're still alive. It's cool, man. So let's move that there. Move this here. Let's get our guys lined up here. For some reason, this is showing some weird shit. It's the wrong screen. That's great. Great. There we go. Look at that. Excellent. Man, we've been live for quite some time, you guys, and my voice is completely gone. So, with the interest of me protecting my voice, the fact that there's 13 people here, we'll let Rumble sit for a second. Sometimes it'll say 3 and then it'll go up to 27. If there's anybody on Rumble, say hello if you're there. But hashtag keep it open, guys. And
Hashtag keep it open.
I always say that and see how many of you are going to actually type it in the chat to see if I am going to keep it open.
Glass Trapper 88. I want to smoke with Michael Jackson and Elvis.
Glass Trapper 88, how old are you? Were you born in 1988? Okay. No hashtag keep it opens. And nobody's responding on Rumble. So this is really exciting for crypto. We'll see if it keeps up. If we drop all the way down to 15,000 or not.
Megsy Williams.
Megsy.
Cheers. Glass Trapper 88. NASCAR dude's number.
Oh, how old are you?
Tula Tetro.
Keep it open.
Keep it open.
That's close, Tula. It's close. My eyes have been open for quite some time. I can feel them.
Glass Trapper 88. Old enough to know better, I apologize.
You have to apologize for anything. I was just asking how old you were. No big deal.
Tula Tetro. You tired?
No, I'm kind of hungry though. I think I want a little bowl of cereal.
Oh, I know. I got hungry, man.
You just ate before the show started. Okay, well, you guys, thanks for tuning into the show, but the show numbers are down, and I've been alive for quite some time. I'm pretty sure. I think this was a restart of another video, and I think we were going
Woodchuck Montrose.
for a long time.
Hashtag keep it open.
You guys got to learn how to do hashtags. It's all one word. I wonder if, okay, Jeff Lund got it right. The only person to hashtag keep it open. One word.
Glass Trapper 88.
Oh, okay.
They'll be 43 this fall.
All right, you're older. Okay. But I love to
Glass Trapper
stick
88.
with you and see if it goes up to 30,000.
Already digging my Ave.
You know, Bitcoin could
Woodchuck Montrose.
Bitcoin could go to 30,000.
I
right
was
now.
in a hurry.
Oh, you're in a hurry.
Tola Tetro. Hashtag keep it open.
Keep it open.
Hoot and howl. Hashtag keep it open.
There you go, Hoot and Howl and Tula. Yes, there you go. All one word. Hashtag keep it open. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. It's very nice. Let's save the Satoshi to USD converter. It's cool we found that out. $1 is 3,597 Satoshis. I guess Ron Placone is going live on Rockfin on YouTube. So if he shows up in my feed here. Yes.
Russia-Ukraine conflict. I said conference. If you point that out, you must be a Putin puppet. Even though, again, I say this a million times, I am fully opposed to what Putin is doing. What Putin is doing is absolutely terrible, and he is atrocious. How are we, and so is Zelensky. There's no good guys. I know we're taught that life is a comic book, and there's a good guy, and there's a bad guy.
Glass
Sometimes
Trapper
in the real
88.
world, though, there's only bad guys.
Hashtag
and the real
keeping it
victims
open.
are the
Henhenia said
people
it.
who just want to live their frickin' lives. The people of Ukraine, the people of Russia, and by the way, the people here in the United States, who, because we spend endless money on war, and they don't want us to catch on to the fact that we're just a currency creator, we have a declining quality of life at home. Because, by the way, if we didn't have a terrible quality of life at home, they wouldn't have anyone to go fight these wars. But you're a pro Putin stooge if you point that out. That's such a ridiculous. The accounts which parroted pro-Kremlin talking points on American. Okay. Some of the claims pushed by the pro-Russian accounts were verifiably false, such as the suggestion that the news media had covered up the disaster, or that environmental scientists traveling to the site had been killed in a plane crash. So the plane crash thing I haven't heard about. That was probably just kind of bullshit. The news media is certainly, I don't know if covering up is the right way to put it, but they're just ignoring it. They're not freaking there. They're not talking about it. They're not talking about the fact that it's like they should have never called off the evacuation. It wasn't based on science. It was based on them helping out the company. It was based on them helping out Norfolk Southern and not having to pay anything. So yeah, I don't know about this scientist in a plane crash thing. I haven't heard anything about that. Maybe that's just some kind of thing that started online. But the whole thing that the news media isn't freaking talking about this, that's not some conspiracy. That's a freaking fact. Ugh, man. Okay. Biden offers food, water, medicine, shelter, payouts, and pension social services to Ukraine. Ohio first offer delivered to Ohio. This is according to them. This is a pro-Moscow account. This is so ridiculous. So ridiculous. Regularly spewing anti-U.S. propaganda, the accounts show how easily authoritarian states and Americans are willing to spread their propaganda. The accounts were identified by Reset, a London-based nonprofit that studies social media's impact on democracy. Let's see what they say about the actual derailment here. Here's what the AP says about the actual derailment. The 38-car derailment near East Palestine, Ohio, released toxic chemicals into the atmosphere, leading to a national debate over rail safety and environmental regulations, while raising fears of poisoned drinking water and air. It's not fears, it's happening. It's not just a fear, it's there. There is a plume. There is toxicity in their water. There is toxicity in their air. People are getting sick. Residents are sick. It's not a fear. It's real. Go over to Status Quo. And honestly, if you're going to say that everybody that Status Quo has talked to is lying, you better have some receipts. You think those residents are freaking lying?
You want my personal opinion, Ron?
At first, the derailment received little attention online because no media covered it. It's almost like they're contradicting themselves here. They're just like, oh, people are coming up with these conspiracies, like they're covering it up. Well, maybe they're not covering it up. They're just not reporting on it. It's just a blackout. I guess by definition, that's not a, quote, cover-up, but it ain't much better. The accounts identified... Now they're talking about Musk's bullshit program where you can pay $8 a month and get your stuff amplified. And by the way, this is why so many of us were outspoken against Russiagate. Because we knew that this was what was going to happen with Russiagate. We knew that Russiagate was kind of an over-amplified, big hyperbolized thing that was going to lead to nothing. That was just a bunch of nonsense, and it was just going to be fear-mongering against the left eventually. And that's what happened. They used Russiagate to stoke fears about Black Lives Matter. They used Russiagate to stoke fears about environmental concerns. Now they're doing it with East Palestine, Ohio. Blame Russia for the fact that our country has failed miserably in helping people during an environmental catastrophe. They have failed miserably. Oh my God! So this should make
Billy
your blood
Bond
pressure
Thornton.
rise just reading that crap.
I was watching a
And AP
documentary
published
today.
it with a straight
That's
face.
the same
Forbes
stuff they
published their
used in
piece, which, the headline was even
WW1. The
worse than
Germans
AP.
used it on the Russians.
Like, oh, an analysis shows that pro-Russia, that they stoked fears about the
Vegaman
derailment.
66.
Go Vegaman.
It's not fears when it's
What
happening.
happened?
Oh, they said Russia, 24/7. Let's see. Oh, there was a plane. Okay. That plane that was transporting CTEH people crashed in Columbus. Okay, so I haven't heard anything about that. But you're saying there was an actual plane crash. It just maybe some people were making it out like there was something behind it or something. I don't know. I've not heard about the plane crash. I admittedly did not follow the news at all yesterday. Yesterday was this was a big weekend for me personally. I had a lot of events going on the personal front, and so I was a little off grid this weekend, comparatively speaking. I shouldn't say off grid because I was still, somewhat online, but I wasn't really following news much. So let me know more about the plane crash. I don't know anything about that, but yeah. So you know. I'm an ecologist, says Nicole. This happens again and again. We need to get off oil and gas. At the very least, reduce use of it as much as we can. Funny thing is, and Nicole leaves us hanging. When the oil runs out, mark my words, we will be systematically transferred to renewables in 2 years industry wide. That's what I think too. I think there are, I think it's
Glass
11
Trapper 88.
like fossil fuel alternatives
Getting
out
to
there
know
that
Ron.
either are like next to not reliant at all on fossil fuels. Like they either use like a tiny, minuscule amount and will eventually phase out completely, or they're just immediately phased out completely. And I'm just saying, if you put a deadline where you're like, okay, after this date, it's over, believe me, there will be a plane that runs on like water real freaking quick. If you threaten Wall Street's profits by saying, hey, oil and gas is over, there's going to be a solution real quick. Real freaking quick. It's just right now, we have the know how to do it, we just don't have the will. Because at the end of the day, it's a handful of financial firms that really do run this place. And, you know, these handful of firms that have their hands in all the airlines and stuff like that, they don't want to let go of their short term gains. So unless you do like a top bottom solution where they say, okay, it's a law now, you're done. No more fossil fuel. You can't fly a plane on fossil fuels. You can't drive a car on fossil fuels. It's over. If they announce that deadline, believe me, we'll have freaking renewable solutions like that. There's no way all 11 fucking possible things are not going to work. There's no freaking way. There's no, these people, oh no, that we can't ever possibly get off fossil fuels. There have been people like that throughout history. There's people who are like, what do you mean we're going to have a horseless buggy? That'll never happen. What do you mean we're not going to walk on foot? That's never going to happen. Yeah, no, it did happen. We had a wheel. We have a thing called the wheel. Oh, we came up with a thing called the engine. Oh, we came up with a thing called flight. So these people who think, oh yeah, no, we've peaked with fossil fuels, and to really fucking survive the climate crisis, we're gonna have to all live like we're Amish.
Can't Chat GPT solve all these problems for us?
Show me your receipts where you know that all 11 things,
Dude.
all 11 potential fossil fuel alternatives are going to fail. Show it to me. Because there have been people on this show that have made such a claim. And I said, okay, so all 11 things are going to fail, and you know this. Please explain how. Explain it to me. My cat's meowing. Lucy, what's up? Lucy wanted to come in here, and now she changed her mind and she left. Lucy just walked into the room, and then she's like, oh, he's doing that thing where he talks to the kid. I don't give a shit. And she left.
Carl's.
Why is he doing this later than usual? Thank you very much, Jenna. Hope all is well. And by the way, Jenna says, because she is out that way, and she's saying, hey, you can come out here and check it out for yourselves. I'll drag you up there to take a whiff. How insulting. I mean, how insulting is it that Forbes and AP are publishing those pieces? It's so insulting to the American people that, like, oh, you're going to try to tell them that Russia is brainwashing them that what's going on in East Palestine is serious. How
So
insulting
stupid.
is that?
It's just dumb.
I mean, that's just...
Vegaman 66.
I don't know
The
for
problem
sure
is,
if
fossil fuels
the
are
United
not going
States
to
is the
fun
most
out fast
propagandized
enough to
nation
help
on Earth.
humans.
I can't say that definitively because I've not had enough exposure to the rest of the world to make such a claim. But I will say the United States is by far the most propagandized country I've ever been in. And if there is a country more propagandized than the United States, I would not want to go there. I can say that. If there is a country more propagandized, especially when it comes to war, if there's a country more propagandized than the United States, I would never want to go there. I don't care where it is. I would never, ever want to go there. What's up, Michael? How are you, buddy? Has Biden even mentioned East Palestine yet? Yeah, he said he wasn't going to go there.
Yeah, that was what he said. I'm not
They asked
going.
him if he was going to go there. He said, yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I know.
He's going to go to Ukraine, though. Lucy's here. Lucy, you want to say hi?
Lucy.
Oh, come here, sweetie.
Oh, yay.
Came back. How you doing, sweetie?
We love Lucy.
I actually had a kind of busy weekend. I didn't have shows actually, but I did have a busy weekend, and I wasn't home that much. My wife and I both were not home that much, and I feel like Lucy has been feeling a little wanting her mom and dad around, which is nice. You know, they said that some cats was through the pandemic. Some cats got like they got anxiety because
Cooped up.
their humans were home so much that
Yeah.
it like bothered them. And I think Lucy's actually the opposite. I think Lucy loved having us around all the time, and then so now it's like she gets crankier when we leave. Like sometimes she gets really upset, like when we leave and whatnot. And I don't know. I mean, it's kind of it makes you feel loved, but you also feel bad. You know, you feel guilty when you leave. You leave the house. Some of you guys are commenting. Yeah, I know my hair's a little wild today. I don't know why. I think I've been driving a lot today. I had a meeting in Hollywood. That sounded so douchey. I mean, it's just true.
I had a meeting in Hollywood.
I had a meeting in Hollywood. I didn't mean for it to come off that way. I mean, it just happened to be a meeting, and it was in fact in Hollywood. But anyway, I had a meeting today in a place, and yeah, I think that might be my why my hair is so wavy. That and I need it cut. Ron looks like Tommy Lee Jones upside down in Men in Black. I'll take it. My cat had separation anxiety. So guilty. Yeah. Yeah, they make you feel guilty, man. Especially when they like meow as soon as you leave. You're like, God damn it. You want to just keep moving. You're like, they can't guilt me into staying home. Hi, Dave. How are you? But yeah, I know my hair is really wavy today. I don't get that. Tommy Lee Jones, did he have hair like this in Men in Black? I don't look as old as him, do I? Oh man, now I'm self-conscious. He's a
Dude,
lot
you're
older
young.
than me.
You're a kid.
Let's see. Lucy bounced again, by the way. Thank you for the love, though. She's happy to see everybody, even though her appearances are very brief. Let's see here. Some of you guys are saying that a lot of indie media was not talking about. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really watch anything, so I have no idea. Yeah. Oh, thank you for this. Thank you. You have my heart. Thank you very much for that, Tewaz. I appreciate that. I'll take that. Day over 28. I'll take it. But yeah. Let's see.
Should we let him know he's got 16 extra viewers over here?
Oh, I don't remember. There's a scene in the movie where he has red hair. I haven't seen that movie in years. And I think I only saw the first one. Did they make more than one Men in Black? I think they did, right? I only saw the first one. Were the other ones good? I don't know. I'm not cool. Edwin, you just missed it, man. We talked about that a bunch on the regular stream. That was like the lead story of the regular stream. We talked Robert Smith and the Ticketmaster thing. Yeah, I mean, it was cool. I'll be honest too. I didn't mention this during the regular stream because that was just the that wasn't like the cash chatty stream like this one, but I did watch I did get my tickets for The Cure. Are you going, Edwin? I know you're in the Southern California area. But yeah, I did get my tickets. I don't know if I'm one of the people that qualify for $10 back or not. I don't really care that much, to tell you the truth. I'm just excited I'm going. I've seen The Cure. How many times has it been? 1, 2, 3, 4. Has it been 5 times. I think actually this will be my 5th time seeing The Cure. And the last time I saw them at the Hollywood Bowl was probably the best show I've ever seen in my life. If I had to give a gold star to something, they played for 3.5 hours, and I wanted it to keep going. They were freaking insane good. It was so good. I cried a little bit at one point. I'm not gonna lie. No, I've never heard my favorite Cure song live, which is One More Time. I think I am gonna tweet. And I'm gonna be, come on, Robert. If you're out there, if you see this, man, you would make my life. But anyway, yeah, sorry, Edwin. I will field this request for you, Nays. We have 17 extra viewers watching over here, Ron. Please talk about Loner. Loner is my pilot. Loner is out now. And Loner is about a misanthropic IT professional named Jordan Stevens, who is played by me, yours truly. And he has to go through the 2020 quarantine.
I gotta
with the
smoke.
knowledge
He's
that
doing
he
this
could
for
be a
me.
millionaire
Cheers,
because his
Cyber.
ex-girlfriend invented Vroom, and she asked
Yes,
him
bro.
to
Billy
invest
Bob
in
Cheers,
it.
everybody.
Thornton.
Thanks
No.
for tuning in.
What is Vroom?
Nice.
Vroom is this fantasy world's version of Zoom. So basically, his ex invented Zoom during their lockdown. Keep in mind, this is a fantasy world. It's not quite the same as our world, but he is going through lockdown, and he has to deal with the knowledge that
Billy
he could be a
Bob
millionaire.
Thornton.
And so he's basically
LOL,
doing
ING nice.
the self-reflection, the self-discovery, and that's basically what the show's about. He's trying to figure himself out. And we're working on episode 2, folks. We're working on episode 2. We could use a sponsor. If anyone wants to sponsor the series, let me know. Thank you for that, Nicole. I appreciate that. But yeah, we're working on episode 2. I don't want to give anything away. I know how it ends. Here's the deal with Loner. If somebody buys the series, like let's say like Netflix or some kind of streamer buys the series, which by the way, seriously, not even kidding, feel free to tweet at Netflix or Hulu. Tweet them the link to Loner and say, please buy this series. Can't hurt. I can't do that because it's my own freaking thing. They're going to say, okay, asshole. But if you guys do it.
That's what I always
if
say about you
say,
guys. You
"We
guys have
love
so
this
much more
pilot
power than
episode,
me.
we want
If you
series,
retweet the
buy
show,
this series, can't hurt.
your voices
Tweet
are
it
much
at,
louder than mine.
Netflix, tweet it at Hulu, tweet it at Discovery Plus, tweet it any network. At HBO, doesn't matter. Tweet it at everybody. I don't know if it would work that well on cable, but screw it. Yeah, tweet it at ABC. Who gives a shit? Chances are it's meant for a streamer. It would be best for a streamer, but yeah, please do. Feel free to do that. If I am doing Loner by myself, which is fine if it ends up being that way, and I'll just drop it online for everybody. It'll probably be in 3 parts. I know how it ends. I know how the series ends. Yeah, Quibi, totally. Nicole, absolutely. Quibi. I know how the series. Oh yeah, don't worry, Holly. No spoilers. I do know how the series ends. I'm not gonna spoil it. That's a promise. But I do know how it ends. And if I'm doing it myself, I'm gonna do it in 3 parts. So there will be a part 2, which by the way, working on episode 2 now, and there will be a part 3, and that'll be the series. If somebody picks it up, they'll probably want more than 3 episodes, so we'll do like an entire series. But if I'm doing it myself, that's how I'll do it. So yeah, that is Loner. And if you have any specific questions about the episode you watched, as long as it won't spoil it for anyone who hasn't watched it yet, I will answer any of those. And one other thing about Loner, please do watch it right now. It's like if you just go to my YouTube page, don't watch it right now. Watch it after this. But if you just go to my YouTube page,
You should all watch
it's
it.
like the first video that plays. There's a playlist for Loner, so it's right there. YouTube.com/Romplicone. Please do watch Loner. And by the way, patrons, I did it in reverse. Patrons will get to watch episode 2 before anyone else. So when we do finish episode 2, which again, we're looking for some sponsors, but when we do finish episode 2, patrons are going to get to see it first. So if you want to help episode 2 become a reality and you want to see it as soon as possible, patreon.com/Romplicone for a give what you can level. You can get that and other perks. You get to see my performance as Lucian the Satirist, which isn't available anywhere else yet. You get to see full stand-up clips not available anywhere else. One of the things I'm going to be dropping this week, patrons, I told you guys I taped.
I can't believe I
my
spurned
last
all this
show
on
at the
a Ron
Glendale
Placone
Room,
show, bro.
where I'm working on my Edinburgh
With a
hour.
single question.
And
I
I
need to
taped
smoke
it to
again.
see if there would be any clips or anything
I
like
feel like
that.
it's personal.
Bring me back again.
Unfortunately,
personal
I did
content
not do
just for me.
a good job placing my camera.
Now I know how you
And
trolls feel when
throughout
you're
the
trolling
entire
me.
set, all you see is
Big
the
grin
back
on my
of somebody's
face.
head, which is my fault, and I feel badly about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that full-length video, I'm going to extract the audio from it, and I'm going to drop that full hour of audio for patrons, and that's going to be what I do with it. So patrons, you're going to get a full hour of stand-up.
Hell yeah,
That is
bro.
not available anywhere else very soon.
That's
so
cool.
Patreon.com/Ron.
And you can become a patron for like $1.
Let's see. Aw, Jeremy, thank you so much for this. What's up, Jeremy? You're a legend. You inspired me in
He
my
inspired
youth.
me too
Thank you.
in my adulthood.
Thank you so much for that, Jeremy. That's incredibly kind of you to say. And I hope you're well. And I
gonna
hope,
tell him that.
I hope I inspired you in a good way. I hope you're up to some cool stuff. And thank you very much for saying that. Ty was, I hope I'm saying that right. Any chance of picking up some Irish gigs when you come to Scotland? So not this time around. So
No law regarding
when I go
cannabis.
to Scotland,
Cyber, you
I
ready?
will just be doing the Edinburgh
Yeah, I'm
Fringe
ready.
Festival.
Okay,
So
cheers,
again,
everybody. Cheers.
August 16th through
Everybody
27th
watching,
are
thank
my
you for
fringe
taking time
dates.
out
If
of your
you come
days
to
and your
the
nights
Edinburgh
to
Fringe
smoke with us
Festival,
or to hang out
please
with us
plan
or
on
watch.
being there during
I hope
those
you enjoy
dates.
the content.
My
We
shows
love
are
that
at
you're
4
here.
p.m.
Cheers.
daily at the Little Cellar at the venue 32 below.
Cheers, everybody.
And my flyer will have all information. And yes, but I am just going to do the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. The reason for that is because it gets a little muddy with visas and logistics and stuff like that. So this time around, I'm just doing the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, but I'm going to be touring Ireland in the not too distant future. If not 24, definitely 25. The way I do it these days, I usually do 1 or 2 international things and 1 domestic thing per year. This year, I'm doing some
Maxie
American Midwest
Williams.
states and, of course, some regional
Cheers.
stuff near LA
Can you
where
guys
I live.
believe
And
I
I'm
got a
doing the
penny
Edinburgh
down to the
Fringe Festival.
Satoshi?
Next year,
Exactly
the
to
short
the
list
Satoshi.
is England.
I'm still happy about
Iceland,
that.
Ireland. I don't know if I'll get to all those, but those are the short list. It might just be England next year and then Ireland in 25. But yes, I'm working on it. I promise. Thank you, Edwin. You're very kind, Nay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for this. Totally understand. Hopefully I can make the trip to Scotland. I hope so. Yeah, I mean, hey, plan now. August 16th through 27th is when I'll be there. I know that going to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival is not cheap. Like lodging is expensive and stuff like that. But you get to see a ton of shows for free. Mine's one of them. You know, my show, it's free to get in. There's no cover. It's just one of the free Fringe shows. So I appreciate it if you can throw a few pounds in the hat. But other than that's all it costs you. So, if you can make it out, please do. It'll be a pretty awesome time. Yeah. So, folks, thanks so much for hanging out for a little bit. Thank you very much to everybody in the chat here. And thank you very much to George, who gave the topics today. And I will mention my tour dates once again. I know I mentioned them on the regular stream. I'll mention them again. April 14th, that's coming up, Los Angeles, California. I'm going to be doing a show at the Glendale Room, 10 p.m. That's my second show, working on my Edinburgh hour. May 12th, Los Angeles, California, at the Glendale Room, third show, 3 of 3. June 16th, Madison, Wisconsin. June 17th, Minneapolis, Minnesota. June 23rd, Detroit, Michigan. June 28th, Bloomington, Indiana. June 29th, Chicago, Illinois. For Chicago, Madison, and Minneapolis, use the promo code Lucy at checkout for discounted tickets. That's an early bird special. It's ending soon, so get your tickets now. Edinburgh, August 16th through 27th, I will be at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. My shows are 4 p.m. daily, August 16th through 27th, every day during those dates, 4 p.m. at the venue 32 below, the Little Cellar. All that information will be up on my website very, very soon. It's not yet. We're just finalizing all the details, but everything's pretty much set, and I'll be posting all that information very, very soon. And last announcement for shows, October 21st, San Pedro, California. I'm bringing a comedy series right to my neighborhood at a big theater in my neighborhood. It's the Grand Annex. It's an amazing place. And the first headliner I'm bringing in is Amy Miller. She's one of my favorite comics working today. She's fantastic. She's been on Comedy Central. She's been on Vice. She's done all kinds of stuff. She's hilarious. She's the first headliner. There'll be some other great comics on that show as well. And yeah, Ron Placone for all information and tickets. If you are not a patron yet, patreon.com/Ron Placone. $1 a month is all it takes for me, and you get all kinds of
$1 a
perks. My
month.
Patreon is a give what you can level, so whatever level you're comfortable giving at is all it takes. I know there's a you have to do a suggested tier. So my suggested tier is $5, but if that's too much for you,
I
no
wonder how many
problem. Whatever you're
patrons he
comfortable
has.
giving is all it costs, and you get all kinds of exclusive perks. You get the replay of this stream and all the patron streams. You get full stand-up clips not available anywhere else. I'm going to be dropping a full hour of audio soon. You get to watch my performance as Lucian the Satirist. That's not going to be available
It's a lot
anywhere
of work he
online
does,
anytime
guys.
soon. And I'm working on some new projects,
So much
folks,
content.
and you get to see those new projects before anybody else.
He's like,
There's going to be some announcements concerning this podcast very, very soon. Nothing bad. It's actually pretty exciting stuff, but patrons are going to get to know before anybody. So again, patreon.com/Ron Placone. $1 a month is all it takes. Folks, thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much for hanging out. Happy Sunday. I know we're later than usual, so thanks for being flexible. And I will see all of you next week. And in the meantime, you know the drill. Lucy, she says meow.
Meow.
I say peace, love, and a general strike.
boom, it's gone. It's over. So I invited them over if anybody wants to come over from Ron's. There was 38 people watching still when I typed that in. So they want to seek out the garden and come hang out with us. It's quite cozy, I must say. Look around. It's got quite the setup. It's not too busy, but it's informative. And if you start looking at everything and you're like, okay, I see what all those numbers are. There's a clock up at the top. He's got a wall of cannabis leaves.
Holly Horn.
Holly,
There.
you're
I'm here, no thanks to censor give.
no thanks to right. No thanks to that you didn't get a notification
Cooperate, please.
to censor give.
Cooperate with Marie, honey, please. Put your foot where she tells you. Okay? Don't make her work so hard.
She's talking to my dad like he understands her.
Holly Horn. Tube happy face carrot.
Thanks to CensorTube. No thanks to CensorTube. Yeah, Holly, I've been having all kinds of problems with my computer crashing. So, I go live and I don't get a notification to go out, and then I'm live and I have like 40 people watching, and then the show crashes. And so then I have to reboot, and I got to get Cyber back on, and then I go back live again. And it's been happening over and over and over, and I've been working all day at it. I want to tell my mom, I may have figured it out. We might have come up with... We'll see if it crashes again. But every time I get a crash, it says the Wi-Fi card is experiencing an error. Well, Cyber and I were talking. He's like, are you using your Wi-Fi card? I was like, actually, you know what? I'm not using my Wi-Fi card, bro. It's I thought I was going to need it, but the way we're set up, I'm Ethernet outed into a Wi-Fi hub. So I'm not using the Wi-Fi card on the computer. So I was like, maybe I could just disable it. Cyber's like, disable it. So I'm disabled the Wi-Fi card. It's still sitting there, but it's disabled. It's off. I didn't uninstall it. I just disabled it because I was afraid it would sense it if there's a reboot and try to reinstall it. So I just disabled it. And we're going to see if this is the fix. And I think, every time I do something, I think, this is it. Holly, I think this is it. No more crashes. I think we got it. I think this is going to be the one. So far I've been live for an hour and 5 minutes. So I made it. And basically I want to at least be able to do an hour. You know? Hour and 5 minutes, 20 seconds. Still live. And no crash. Now, I think that is since I've disabled the card. Can anybody correct me if I'm wrong? We haven't had a crash since I could probably look into the event viewer
Hope so.
and it'll
Nay.
show. I hope so too. It'll show that I disabled that card in the event viewer, in the Windows logs system. Here we go. 8:46. It'll be an information thing.
OG420 Jr.
Here it is.
Nay, quick question. Would you
844.
agree that hate speech is free speech?
Hey, would you agree that hate speech is free speech? That's what we're going to be talking about on the show. Let me write this down, buddy. Great question. I've got these questions. Okay. Is hate speech free speech? To free speech absolutist. So, you guys, on Thursday at 10 a.m. right here, we're going to have Willie Bragg, 2 G's, the Willie Bragg show. Don't be fooled if you go to his homepage. He hasn't fixed it yet. Click on live. And he's got to fix that. Twitter censorship continues. So this is him talking about the Twitter censorship. This is him.
It is.
So
Guess what, folks? It's showtime right now. Right now.
Willie Bragg's going to be here at 10 a.m. on Thursday, and he is a free speech absolutist. So when you have questions about free speech and free speech absolutism, this is going to be the guy to ask, I believe. And I think it's going to be...
To another edition of the Willie Bragg
I think it's going to be an
Show.
interesting
I am your
conversation.
host, Willie Bragg.
Because
hope
I am
each
not
and
a free
every one of
speech
you are doing well
absolutist.
today. This is the time of the week. It's called the Willie Bragg Show, Saturday night feature, where the Willie Bragg Show is basically in partnership with KRTD Media, where as part of independent social media, where we
But
kind of help and
I
promote
think
each other.
free speech absolutism has a lot to do with what I think is you're having to draw a line, you're having to make a limit. And who sets that limit? You know, is being an absolutist about knowing that when you make a limit or when you set a limit, you are setting up for problems. Right? I'm going to save these every time I type one. I was so mad I lost all my questions. You know?
Other in the name of actually spreading the word about, because we're pretty much locked out of the system when it comes to
I'm going to speed him up.
social media in general, because it's all about the algorithms and everything. Everything is basically stacked against us by corporate media today, and so we have to all kind of work together to make sure basically that we get the word out and promote alternative voices to what is the mainstream narrative these days. So anyway, so I'm glad to see y'all here. So let me start by saying, press the like button. If you're watching it through YouTube on KRTD Media, press the like button. Same on my show here on YouTube. Press the like button. It helps with the algorithms. I just said it over and over again. Hit the subscribe button, the notification bell. Help make these channels grow. Follow on Twitter and Facebook and all the other forums, Twitch, and all the other areas of social media. You'll find KRTD Media on and the Willie Bragg Show on as well. So there is that. And remember, we have super chats. So for the KRTD media. So I will gently remind everybody every few minutes, very gently, about that. So a couple of announcements to make. Let's see. There will be essentially there's a couple of interviews I'm going to be working on soon. Jamar Jabari will be interviewed at 7 p.m. on Monday. 7 p.m. on Monday. He's going to be here on my show. He's from the Jamar Jabari podcast, and he also co-hosts Tommy Nation's Politics with Thomas Salisbury on Tuesdays. And he's going to be talking about the Peace March this past weekend, today in Washington D.C. That I was not able to attend, but I was there in spirit. So there is that. So anyway, and that kind of segues into what we're going to be talking about with regard to censorship. It happened to me. I became a victim of censorship, and I'm not trying to make it all about me, but I became a victim of censorship this past week on Twitter. I got suspended for about 12 hours, and I'm not going to go into detail, but because I used some very bad language towards somebody that I was in an argument.
Bro, why aren't you going to get into the details? Come on now.
With online, he basically was over Russia, Ukraine, and he made some very horrible allegations against me, which were untrue. And I made some suggestions of what he can do with himself, and I threw some F bombs and I threw an R bomb.
Well, I wonder what the allegations were, though, that guy wasn't blocked, and this guy's blocked for defending himself and calling him an effing. I know what word he used.
At him, and apparently Twitter wasn't too appreciative of it, so I got put on suspension for about 12 hours. I was told that I might have been attacked by NAFO, which I'm going to go into, but I don't think that I was attacked by NAFO. I think it was basically what I said to this person, which was really weird because I didn't even.
They're all NAFO, bro.
Usually, if I'm about ready to say something super offensive to somebody, Twitter will flag me and tell me, "Do I really want to say this?" And it gives me a chance to edit myself. And I didn't. I wasn't given that option. This particular incident, this particular time. So there is that. So, but I do want to say that it's amazing.
Holly Horn.
Who can say what and get away?
I watched the rally. More legit than Rage Against the War Machine.
Bro, I'm for all of it. With legit or not, I'm anti-war, so I'm just glad everybody's speaking about it, right, Holly? I'm not gonna make a fuss over who's saying what. I'm just glad to hear the voices all agreeing that we should end it. And there needs to be more voices doing that, so that's why we don't want to discourage anyone that's doing that from doing it. Even the people that you might not like or disagree with or don't.
Holly Horn. Yes, nay.
He just said that he wasn't given the option to remove the content. Is that what I understand?
Will flag me and tell me, "Do I really want to say this?" And it gives me a chance to edit myself, and I didn't. I wasn't given that option. This past this particular incident, this particular time. So
mandatory 12 hours.
There is that. So, but I do want to say that it's amazing.
So
who can say what and get away with?
Guess what? Elon Musk is now more of a fascist than Jack was. Because it used to be you could delete the content and you wouldn't be banned for 12 hours. But now, fucking the Commandant is in town. Elon, Mr. Free Speech Absolutist, this will be interesting. So, Elon Musk is not a free speech absolutist after seeing your upload from... What day is today? It's today's upload, right? It's Sunday. From Sunday. From the weekend. Regarding Twitter.
Josh G.
Save. Because, if it crashes, it won't save, I guess. So.
And, how horrible Twitter has gone in regard to... Elon Musk taking over. It wasn't wonderful prior to Elon Musk. I would argue that it was probably never a proper forum to begin with.
So when he mentioned Elon,
what happens is that basically Twitter has gotten to the point where they would say that, free speech would mean bringing Donald Trump back to Twitter. Well, okay, I had no problem with bringing him back to Twitter. You need the entertainment. But here's the thing. Free speech does not mean bring Donald Trump back to Twitter. Suspend and punish leftist podcasters and Twitter and journalists and people of that nature or individuals who are on Twitter. Does not mean that. But to the far right, it means that. Not every person on the right, but to many. Because there's this mindset that in America, and there's many people in the political middle that really believes that the only people who practice censorship is on the left. And they really do believe that almost everybody on the right are concerned about free speech. But what they don't realize is that cancel culture and censorship has been pretty much a mantra of a lot of conservatives over the years. I mean, just and I,
Which
in fact, I
is
will give you an
not
instance. I
free
won't mention any
speech.
names, but somebody I knew when I was in college,
Freedom
a
of
nutcase
expression
right-wing
is part
individual
of free speech, guys.
that was kind of a stereotype of
So-
what you would imagine an unpleasant right-winger to be.
So, if you are anti-LGBTQ, is it still possible to be a free speech absolutist? Right? If you are anti-LGBTQ, is it still possible to be a free speech absolutist? Or can those things not live together? You have to be pro everybody. You have to be you have to be pro Nazi to let them speak. That doesn't mean you're pro. It just means that you can't be anti. Or I don't know, man. He's going to be able to fill in a lot of these spaces, I think.
In every cultural sense of the term. And one of my friends, when I was addressing cancel culture on the right, who knew this person and knew what a moron this person was, told me, I don't know of any conservatives that practice cancel culture. And this person is as middle of the road as he can be. I mean, he's not a right winger. He's obviously not a left winger, not a right winger either. This person is really as straight down the middle as this person can be. A good guy, but kind of misguided in that regard. So anyway, my point is, that is my point. That and look, I think that there's been censorship on the left. I called it out, in the last decade. And
I missed that.
And for a while, I mean, I felt like I was a conservative that practices cancel culture. And this person is as middle of the road as he can be.
Wait.
I mean, he's not a right winger. And one of my friends, when I was addressing cancel culture on the right, who knew this person and knew what a moron this person was, told me, I don't know of any conservatives that practice cancel culture. And this person is as middle of the road as he can be. I mean, he's not a right winger. He's obviously not a left winger, not a right winger either. This person is really as straight down the middle as this person
I
can
would
be.
say he's
A
leaning
good guy,
right
but
if he doesn't see any
kind of,
cancel culture on the
misguided
right.
in that regard. So anyway, my point is, that is my point. That and look,
My
I think
point
that
is
there's
that
been
is my
censorship on
point.
the left. I called it out, in the last decade. And and for a while, I mean, I felt like I was, felt like I was the only crazy man around. It's like there's nobody around that feels the same way I do. But then I found a community of people eventually that felt the same way that I do. And some of them are to my left, and some of them are, some of them are where I'm at. Some of them are slightly a little more moderate than I am. But we're all kind of left leaning, regardless that we are concerned about the ongoing censorship that takes place. So when I'm going to talk about the first person I'm going to talk about is Garland Nixon, and I've seen Garland Nixon speak at the Assange rally back in October, and he spoke at Rage Against War Machine last month. So his Twitter account, he's back on Twitter, by the way, but he was taken down from Twitter back in like 3 months ago, 4 months ago, something like that. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you the video on from the Jimmy Dore show where Garland Nixon is talking about his being censored right there. So let me go ahead and do that, and then I'll make some comments on it. So give me a moment here, and we will get started. All right, there we go, and all right.
We have a special guest with us. He's a former police officer and criminal justice adjunct professor. He received the National Stand Award from the American Civil Liberties
Holly
Union for his work on
Horn.
criminal justice reform and police misconduct.
Nick,
He is a host
are
of the
you
progressive radio show
asking
News
Google
Views with
OT
Garland Nixon
Chat
and a
AI?
political analyst in Washington.
No, I haven't tried it yet. Cyber Reload's been fucking with it. That's his issue. Cyber, you there? Where's Cyber at?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh,
Sorry, I was muted.
Okay. Why didn't you have Chat GPT unmute you?
Yeah. It's been a while since I messed with it, yeah. I
Oh,
don't
really?
mind it.
Oh, okay,
I
cool.
think
So
it's
you
good.
didn't get ate up with it.
Say what?
So I said that's cool. You didn't get ate up with it.
No.
That's cool. After seeing what freaking Dusty did with, I don't know what the fuck that was. I saw, dude. Whatever the fuck we watched with the Eminem thing, he looks like he got ate up.
Yeah.
He's in the goddamn. He's letting it recreate him into a rapper that can recite Eminem lyrics. It's so funny. There's so many uses for this thing, bro. It's so sick. People are gonna be they're gonna have competitions, bro. They're gonna turn it into like There's going to be an Olympic league of people that are trying to figure out new things to do with AI, you know? Oh my God.
Yeah.
What's your idea to do with AI? Oh, we figured this out. You know, if you tell it to do this, it's going to do that. And we figured out this. Bro, I wonder, I mean, how long before it figures out how to solve, you know, all of humanity's issues with carbon, CO2, and climate, and you know, they put it on that shit. They start plugging in climate models into the chat GPT and let it just fucking study the climate. Maybe they've already done, you would think they've already done this, right? They don't want to tell us what it's saying. It's like, yeah, we got a few months left, bro. It's all done. We're fucked.
Trolla Tetro. AI make my money.
Take my money. Or make my money. Fuck, dude. It's scary.
DC, please welcome friend of the show, Garland Nixon. Hi, Garland.
Hey, thanks for inviting me, Jim.
So it's it's a bad time to be saying hi to you. I understand. I want to let people know what happened to you. You got banned from Twitter
Permanently. Suspended.
permanently.
Yeah.
And so here's what the tweet was that got you banned. You said Secretary Blinken's to-do list: blow up Nord Stream pipeline.
What's that, Mom?
I say goodnight.
Oh,
The
yeah.
reason I looked at you funny before,
No, I couldn't see how you were looking at me because of the reflection.
sounded like Michael Blackmore. I heard Michael Blackmore's voice
Where?
on your computer. Whoever that was sounded exactly like Michael Blackmore. And I had to do a double take. And I'm thinking, is he talking to Michael?
The
guy Wasn't.
was kind of the...
Or what?
Wait, let me just play the voice for you 1 second. I want to tell you something too. But here,
I gotta go to bed.
well, hold on. I got this show going here, and I just want you to hear. Listen.
Or individuals who are on Twitter does not mean that. But to the far right, it means that. Not every person on the right, but to many, because there's this mindset that in America, and there's many
Is that
people
the voice?
in the political middle that really believes that the only people who practice censorship is on the left.
He talks too fast.
That guy is the free speech absolutist that's coming on my show on Thursday.
Right, you told me that.
Okay, so my computer's been crashing for freaking 5 days, 6 days. It's been crashing. I've had 40 people, right? I told you there'd be 50 people watching my show, and then all of a sudden the computer would crash.
I know.
And so I was doing all this, trying to figure out, right? I told you I'm working.
Yeah.
One of the errors that I'm getting is for this Wi-Fi card. You see this antenna right here?
Yeah.
This black antenna. It plugs into a little Wi-Fi card back there, and it's so that I can connect to the internet here with Wi-Fi.
Did you check to see if the Wi-Fi was on back there?
No, wait, look. You see this white thing?
Uh-huh.
That's the Wi-Fi
Yeah,
hub.
isn't
You
that
see
what
that?
Bill gave you?
You see the cable?
Yeah.
Okay, well that cable goes into the computer. So Cyber and I were talking about it. The error's coming up. It's this Wi-Fi card. That might be causing the whole computer, which is so stupid. It shouldn't, but idiots didn't realize how to write software so that if there was a problem with this, it would
Billy Valentine.
right? So anyway.
Still live. Amazing. I'm so glad. 'Cause it's smoke time times 10.
Cyber and I were talking.
I can pack a ball, but I don't know when they use.
To this with the cable, that I'm not using. I said I'm going to disable it in the software. And so far I've been over an hour, and I haven't had a crash.
Well, good for
I
you.
may have solved it.
I hope
And
so,
then
but
if it is-
not, you can always call
Mom,
Bill.
there's people all over the internet with the same problem that don't know what the problem is.
Oh my God.
It's a brand new. They're having a brand new problem with this software. I should post it in those forums and help those people out. You know, and let them know. So this guy comes on and talks about what
Be accurate then? Go ahead.
Yeah. So here's the bottom line. Certainly it's satire. You know, Saturday Night Live comedians do satire. I have
Heard really talk a lot about the Nord Stream pipeline, but
a former Prime Minister of Pakistan.
So here's the tweet, because I remember when this happened. And the tweet said, at Secretary Blinken to-do list. Number 1, blow up Nord Stream pipeline. Number 2, overthrow Pakistan government. Number 3, try to rub out Imran Khan. Number 3, again, more money for Azov Nazis. Number 4, Istanbul go boom. Number 5, personally strangle some Palestinians to death with your bare hands. So he got permanently banned, and that was an over the top.
Got shot in the leg. Luckily, they didn't
It
get
was an over the top
Aids off
tweet.
Nazis. 4, Istanbul go boom. 5, personally strangle some Palestinians to death with your bare hands. Now that's obviously
Right.
a joke. So that's
Right.
obviously a
No,
joke. And
but
got
you
banned.
know
All
what?
this stuff is actually accurate.
It is a joke. I get the joke, and of course, he doesn't mean it in the mean sense. He's making a completely and a human being should look at this. What Jimmy Dore is saying is true and correct. A human being should look at that and go, personally strangle. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're not telling him to actually do that. You're saying that.
Billy Ballantyne.
Hey, Billy.
6. Dye your hair and pretend you're 30.
Except for that one, which is obviously a joke. And so you got this. This happened. Your account, Garland Nixon, has been suspended for violating the rules. Specifically for violating our rules
40.
against
He's
hateful
pretending
conduct.
he's
You may
40.
not promote violence against, threaten, or harass other people. You weren't. On the basis of race, ethnicity, that you weren't doing that. You weren't threatening anyone. You were saying this guy. You were making an exaggerated joke about what the Secretary of State, a very powerful person, does.
Yes,
Well,
he was making and it was a famous person. You're supposed to be able to say just about anything you want, and he wasn't threatening him at all.
Trying to contact the support team is next to impossible.
He's making a
sometimes, and I know
political
that
statement.
from personal experience on YouTube and Twitter. But and you got a situation where a lot of people on the right said, well, the left doesn't have a sense of humor. Well, here's the area where the left is having a sense of humor, and you can see, Garland Nixon's Twitter account was taken down, and where was the lie in all on his humor-based tweet? Where was the lie that got him really pulled down? I mean, we know. I never really talked a lot about the Nord Stream pipeline, but
Him and I totally agree. What he just said, I totally agree with. The guy did not lie. The guy told a joke. It's okay that Twitter took him down permanently. What they need to do is say like, oh, okay, we need to reinstate him. And I wonder if they have. I wonder if they brought him back, permanently.
You got to remember that there were
permanent.
weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. You also got to remember that the Gulf of Tonkin incident was a farce. You got to remember, these things that
I guess what we want to do is
try to go make all these sort of false claims to go in and invade. And even with the Panama invasion,
as is obvious to all but the media, there is not one permanent ban on even the most far left account spouting utter lies. So that was said November 22nd, 2022. Garland Nixon's is not dated. That doesn't help us, Jimmy. So we don't have the date context of that tweet. There's no date on this notice either. That's not helping us either. Hateful conduct. It's not hateful conduct. So they're just wrong. I was going to see if @Garland Nixon is back up on Twitter. Search @Garland Nixon. He's back. He's there. I'm going to follow him. There we go. He's got 85,000 followers. He's back. He's here. There he is. So I wonder if Willie... Now, what did I say to you guys? I said, it's okay if Twitter permanently banned him. Nothing's permanent. I was like, and if they want to admit that they made a mistake and bring Garland Nixon back, well, then they can and they should. They did. So I wonder if Willie realizes that. I wonder if Jimmy realizes that. I don't understand how old this is. How old is this? Jimmy Dore video.
It's hateful conduct. You may not promote violence against, threaten, or
hateful conduct. Mine is just coming in and it doesn't. Why I think this particular instance is a great consequence is because Elon Musk said this is going to be
Holly
I'm buying
Horn.
it, and I'm buying this now and it's going to be free.
Yes,
And of course,
it was a
we
temporary
always
ban.
They're always
free speech,
temporary.
you have the
If
establishment
you can prove your
narrative. I went
case.
after the establishment narrative, and in opposition to their own actual rules, they suspended me. And might I add, it said you could appeal. I tried to appeal. I wrote up my little appeal. I clicked, and it said, "Oops, something went wrong." I kept a screenshot of that. It said, "Oops, something went wrong." I then checked my email. The second I tried to appeal, I got another email that said, "This is a permanent suspension. You can't appeal it. You can't do anything. You're done." So, the bottom line is, as you've heard many times, meet the old boss, the new boss saying,
Same with the old boss. Well, here, Dan Cohen, friend of the show, he kind of caught this, that you were the victim of a NAFO, the troll Army of NAFO. What does NAFO stand for? Do you know?
It's North Atlantic Fellows Association.
That's it, fellows.
It's a U.S. intelligence agency sponsored
Yeah.
troll farm that's started by this guy that's like a Nazi supporting guy in Poland. Oh, what a shock!
So he figured that out. So it's these NAFO troll farms that are pro-war, pro-Ukrainian war, all that stuff. And then here they are bragging about it. They show when you report a tweet, Twitter will then send you a report back, and they're posting the reports back saying we took down that guy's stuff, and they're bragging about it. Hey, everyone, the Garland-Nixon clown has been taken down. They win.
And let me give advice for people who have to deal with NAFO's accounts. If you see anything that looks like a little Siberian
G.
Eskimo dog or something like that in a military
Cheers,
uniform,
y'all.
or any dog in a military uniform, don't encounter it. Don't just block it. That is my advice to people. Just block it. Don't deal with it, because they mass report and they will try to bring down large and small content makers alike, and that's what they're known for. And so just kind of beware of NAFOs.
Right. And but here's what, because I had some people say to me, well, you put the word strangle in, and that may have been called an algorithm. I'm like, yeah, a week and a half ago, because it was like a week and a half ago or so.
Yeah.
7 to 10 days ago, I did this tweet, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, boom, 9 o'clock in the morning, I get an email that okay, you're gone. So the algorithm would have caught it. It would have caught it immediately. Number one, but number two, it wasn't the algorithm. It was these people all sending something to Twitter, which means this. It means somebody at Twitter literally looked at that tweet, read it, and said, let's suspend this guy.
Yeah.
And what reason would they have for suspending something that's obviously satire?
They let people advocate for war on Twitter all the time. They let people advocate for assassinations on Twitter. They let people advocate for nuclear war.
And that's actually the biggest point right there. When it comes to foreign policy, we're talking about people are literally advocating for things like nuclear war, and those that calls it out, they're the ones that they get punished, and they're the ones that they're the ones that people want to view as being insane. I don't think it's insane to be against nuclear war. I remember back in the days of Ronald Reagan, you were considered on the left if you were trying to urge people to calm yourselves down when it comes to this nuclear arms race and dealing with countries with nuclear power or nuclear weaponry, like the Soviet Union back then, or even going back earlier when Nixon dealt with China. When you're dealing with countries with nuclear weapons, I mean, it is absolutely insane to try to say, hey, bring it on. In recent years, you saw what happened with the Iran deal. Never really been a fan of Barack Obama, but one of the best things he's done was the Iran peace deal. And you want to know why Donald Trump ripped that deal into a gazillion little pieces? I will tell you why. It is because he was trying to appeal to the secular neocons, the people who cheerlead the Bush-Cheney foreign policy doctrine. And he was also trying to appeal to the evangelicals in the Republican Party who he basically wants Iran and Israel to toss nukes at each other to try to start what they view as some kind of second coming or whatever. It's just insanity and everything. And so we can, we're a left-leaning audience. We can look at that and we're really like, look at those silly fundamentalists. They're scary. But then you got people who are supposed to be progressive, and we're looking at this situation between Russia and Ukraine, and just like wanting to go and start World War III. How are these progressives? How are they any different from these 700 Club neocon Republicans? How are they any different? Or how are they any different from the Marjorie Taylor Greens, who might be a stop clock, given the right time twice a day on funding to Ukraine, but wanting to go and start a war with Mexico over the border? Oh, we got to go and secure our border. And what? Go and invade Mexico? Because Lindsey Graham. Well, Lindsey Graham's worse because he wants to start a nuclear war with Russia, but he also wants to invade the border with Mexico, and he wants to go and start a war with China. Probably in the U.S. Senate, I used to say Mitch McConnell was one of the worst people around, but I'm beginning to think maybe Lindsey Graham might be one of the worst people in existence right now. And how stupid the people of South Carolina have to be to keep voting for that moron. How stupid can people be? But suffice to say, but that's the point I'm trying to make. Garland Nixon.
So is a free speech absolute a question? So is an absolutist okay with lines of people screaming at women walking in and out of health clinics? Would it be, and any sign that they could hold up would be okay to show aborted fetuses, that sort of thing? Was that okay? Right? That's a free speech absolutist is okay with that. I think pretty much they can do that already by law here.
A truth teller, whistleblower that calls out on censorship. As I said, we're talking about a man who's an advocate for Julian Assange. We're talking about a man who's an advocate for Ed Snowden, and we're talking about somebody who favors free speech and all of that. And this is who the right go after and shut them down. That's where and the hypocrisy that just burns me up. I'm not a red team, blue team person. I'm a right left person, not a red team, blue team person. I'm tribalistic. Now I'm a tribalistic person of goodwill. If there's some people on the right who are independent thinking conservative or somebody who's libertarian leaning, that
tribalism's bad. I mean, tribalism's bad. He admits to being a tribalist. It's interesting.
That's on our side. I embrace such persons, and I have no beef with such persons. So there is that. So let me go and continue to this next story because it's not just
to be on the human tribe.
Very well-known person like
the human tribe like me, Team Human.
Garland Nixon. Somebody else that he keeps getting his channels shut down, and that would be Joe STFU
Shitlib.
Basically,
Shitlib.
He's got his channel shut down several times on his account several times
Friend
on
of the
Twitter,
shows.
and now they're going after him on
Billy Valentine.
They keep going after him and shutting him down.
House Baptist absolutists believe that the wording CONUS shall make no law in the First Amendment means that neither the federal nor state governments may pass laws that abridge the individual rights of religion, speech, press, and association. So can religions that kill people with Kool-Aid be able to just do so and get away with it?
Okay, bro. I'll copy that and paste it into the questions. Yeah, it's great. Thank you. From Billy Valentine. Cool. Save. So can religions that kill people with Kool-Aid, like cults, be able to do it and get away with it without persecution, even if you're telling people to jump off a cliff and they're doing it,
And they can shut him down so many times that the poor guy had to go back on Facebook occasionally. So, but anyway, he makes great video content on YouTube and all that and everything. And I think this is part of the reason why that they decided to make an example out of him. As far as I'm concerned, I mean, I like the stuff he does. Kind of like Turncoat Don. He recognized the BS behind everything, and he gives you that cynical edge, but a cynical edge that puts a smile on your face because you're just like, yep, it's the way I see the world too. Yep. So anyway, I'll give you a little example of his work here. And I'll comment.
Shut the fuck up, Shitlib.
Right here.
This will be fun.
And I will be talking to everybody on the chat line shortly. So there's that. Give me a moment.
My name is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
In November, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez became the youngest woman ever elected to Congress. Just a few days later, as soon as she got to Washington, she paid a visit to climate change activists who were occupying her party leader Nancy Pelosi's office. She was the only newly elected member of Congress who decided to drop by during the sit-in.
I just don't want to let down. Start bringing the ruckus on the Democratic Party. No, I think that we need new leadership. I think the idea that we should have the same leadership for more than one generation is probably a mistake. Nancy Pelosi, that's Mama Bear of the Democratic Party.
Oh, they got us good. They got us good, didn't they?
We need to shift power. We need to make sure that we have a transition of power in the leadership of the Democratic Party.
They got us good.
What the Bronx and Queens needs is Medicare for all.
When people really take a look at these bills, how brilliantly the single-payer plan stands out.
So a single-payer public option would drive down costs.
Reasons of security, reasons of savings that spring also from the simplicity of the program.
Additionally, through its ability to negotiate on health services and drug prices. Isn't that right?
Very true.
Nothing's going to happen. Democratic Party does not do more unless it is pushed. So we need to push that.
We're in the middle of a deadly pandemic, and AOC is telling you to wait. I'm not going to risk my careerism to get you health care. That's exactly what she's saying.
So, and again, with Nancy Pelosi, they fucking snuck in through the back door. Like literally. They weren't there at first, and it was like, oh my God, you see, look, they're such heroes. They're now voting for Pelosi.
Cortez. Ocasio-Cortez.
And they all of them, every single one of them, Cory Bush, Bowman, all of them, they came and fucking voted for Pelosi. Oh God.
Omar. Pelosi.
What is that? You fucking lied. You're a liar. That is a fucking lie. Look, the receipts are right there. You fucking lied. You said you were going to use your leverage to push for $15 minimum wage. And then what did you do? You fucking voted for this bill without the $15 minimum wage. You could have put your foot down. Look, you only needed 9 votes. They're liars. Look, I brought receipts. Are you going to deny the receipts? This is the receipt. Look, it's not some vague kind of
I think he got in trouble. I think he got...
What is wrong with you?
He got
What
shut down
happened
on
to you?
Twitter for this.
I mean, There are a lot of Trojan horses. You know, there are a lot of folks that say, vote for me. I am this intersection of different identities, but at the same time, they still try to advance or are primarily financed by special interests. So it doesn't necessarily...
Gaslighting, bullshitting actress.
The Biden administration is well within their right to seek a diplomatic resolution to this issue. One that does not hurt the Ukrainian people, but allows them to exercise their right to self-determination.
You know what's actually real? That AOC sent weapons to Ukraine. Look, here are the votes. The 40 billion which they sent over. So look who voted for this. You got AOC. There you go. She voted for this.
Maybe we should just start voting on things based on whether we think it's right or not. And stop pretending that this shit's complicated.
Fucking hypocrite.
Because it's not.
What a hypocrite.
You're either with the people
Right in her face.
or you're with that mob.
Do you like that? Do you like that algorithm?
Pretty clear cut.
You voted to mobilize and send money to Ukrainian Nazis. You're a coward. I believed in you, and you became the very thing you thought to fuck.
That guy won't talk to me anymore. Actually, he did. He did talk to me. He's like, I'm really busy. That's right.
You said that you were the
I kind of
smartest
stopped.
and not joined
I
up.
stopped trying to talk to him. I think.
Bring balance to the force, not leave it in darkness. I hate you. I love you. I mean, you want me to sit here and accept this? You are on some fucking crack. You are on fucking crack if you think I'm gonna sit here and accept this. God, her mask has come right off. I mean, like, in every regard. These motherfuckers. Oh, they're smart. Oh, they're good. But she wants you to believe that she's a progressive, and then she endorses a fucking Republican who is diametrically opposed to every single fucking thing that Bernie Sanders was proposing. When they're saying she's not endorsing Cory Bush, that's a fact. You can Google it. It's not somebody's op-ed or opinion at a fucking mainstream media news outlet. That's a fact. You can Google
Dude,
that.
he's so
she's not
hot.
endorsing
Oh my
progressives,
God.
right? People who even ran with her. She's like, oh, I got mine, bitch. I'm done. Go fuck yourself.
The United States is running concentration camps on our southern border. What we saw today was unconscionable. No child should ever be separated from their parent.
Got a lot of grief for using the word concentration camps. Do you regret that? Or do you think people
I don't.
misinterpret it?
But when you rip a baby out of the hands of a mother, you cannot draw the same comparison.
This term, concentration camp, has completely disappeared from her lexicon, from her vocabulary. Yes? Joe Biden has not only continued the same policies as Trump, he's even reopened the exact same facilities as we saw in
This is a hit
Carrizo,
piece,
Texas,
bro.
Donna.
Damn.
One is not the same.
It's called Biden Brings Back Family
Yeah,
Separation,
you know
this time in
what?
Mexico. You still have
All
unaccompanied
true.
minors in the United States. There
It's a
is
hit
still
piece of
family separation.
truth.
The only difference is that instead of the U.S. federal agents doing it inside the United States, Biden has resolved to forcing families to part ways before their children even enter the United States.
And I will not give $1 to black box detention facilities.
The children are still entering the United States unaccompanied. Yeah, that's the only difference.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry that was a little bit on the long side, but you get the point there. He makes these videos, and my point is that he was shut down a couple of times, and it's because for whatever reason, I think that people will mass report him or what have you, and obviously that's what's happened. So he'll be gone for a little while, and then he'll come back, and all that, and and it's like I'm like, I don't think that he's going around like offending people unless just disagreeing with somebody is enough to offend people. But that's kind of where we're at today in this country.
Does free speech absolutism does that apply to a independent company, a privately owned company? Does absolutism apply to a private company. You know?
Just having a difference of opinion, no matter how nuanced it is, will get somebody suspended or cancel cultured. They'll cancel you over a difference of opinion. This is unhealthy, people. This is really unhealthy in our what's supposed to be a democracy. It is unhealthy, you know, and that's what it comes right down to. So, um, again, um, somebody told me the other day, and before let me just stop for a second and say that we have what's called chat super chat. So just a little gentle reminder that if you can, KRTD could use some could use some money to fund independent media. So that's all I'm going to say right now, and I'll continue. But they're out there to try to silence you and me and everybody else, and it's everybody's trying to do this to each other. Yeah, you got the purple hair um, SJWs that people used to talk about, doing this to everybody. Whether it's the actual right or even sometimes fellow progressives, they'll do this to, or in some cases, then you'll have these corporate Democrats who wants to appear normal to middle of America, but then they'll borrow some of the tactics of the woke skulls and look more abnormal while not being afraid to take bold steps, because to take bold economic leftist progressive measures will make you look like you're basically it'll make you look like you're basically being too much of a Marxist or what have you. I'm not an ML. I'm not a Marxist Leninist or anything acquainted with to get some solid information about them. So the North Atlantic Fellas Organization now. So it'll be something along these lines here, and it looks innocuous, it looks cute, and what have you, but Kyle Kalinske mentioned this in relation to Florida.
Florida.
And just when you think Florida can't get any more authoritarian, Florida manages to get more authoritarian. So
yeah,
here we go. I'll play this and I'll comment.
If you are going to report on Ron DeSantis as a journalist or a paid news spokesperson, even a podcaster, you're supposed to now register with Ron DeSantis, and he wants to know what you're going to say about him before you say it.
Soon.
But you're worried about your fucking children between K-3, right? Sitting next to a little trans kid or being exposed to a fucking book. Think about it. These little frogs sitting in that fucking boiling water.
One of the issues that the right has really grabbed onto in the past 5 or 6 years is this idea that, hey, the left has gone too far, they're authoritarian, they want to police comedians and their speech, and they want to ban the speakers on campus who don't agree with them, and we're against that. We are pro-free speech, we're pro-free expression, we're in favor of a free press. Basically, like, the First Amendment is our whole thing. We live and die by the First Amendment. That's our main issue. But it's always been kind of astonishing that they can use this rhetoric and market like they're the big believers in the First Amendment, while also, for example, backing Trump, who famously said we should open up our libel laws to go after the media for being unfair and fake news.
That is correct, and nobody's ever called Donald Trump on that. Nobody's ever called Donald Trump on the fact that he favors opening the libel laws and harmonizing it with England, because Donald Trump attempted to sue Bill Maher, who I'm not a fan of, but he attempted to sue Bill Maher for comparing him to an orange orangutan. And basically, if for those not familiar about the libel laws in the UK, and just how horrible that those laws are, that if you insult a public figure and they sue you, you're
Josh
not,
G.
you as a small individual
Kyle
have
looks
to
like a
pay
tool piece from early 2000s in Sincara.
For pretty much for everything across the board, and it could.
Looks like someone from Jersey Shore going to the club going like this. Kyle Klinsky looks like a Jersey Shore fist pumper.
Bankrupt, folks. This is the kind of thing that Donald Trump wants.
With his little blazer and his little T-shirt, little muscle T-shirt underneath.
Here in the United States, and I don't necessarily even suffer from Trump derangement syndrome the way that other progressives do. He's a blowhard. He's a grifter. He's a big mouth. I don't really, on one hand, I don't take him seriously, but on the other hand, he says some pretty screwy and scary things. And just harmonizing the laws with the UK version of libel laws is one of those issues right there. So anyway, I'll let him continue.
Sued Bill Maher because Bill Maher made a joke he didn't like. Imagine if a pink-haired kid on a college campus sued a comedian for a joke they didn't like. You would not hear the end of it. It would go on for like weeks. You have segments from Ben Shapiro and Steven Crowder and Michael Knowles and every right-wing commentator you could think of, Dave Rubin. They'd be like, oh my God, authoritarian. And by the way, they would be correct if that actually happened. But that didn't happen. What did happen is Trump suing Bill Maher over a joke. He sued CNN for hundreds of millions of dollars because they said stuff he didn't like. So there's always been this, total breakdown of here's their rhetoric, but here's who they actually support and what they actually support. Well, now we have another crystal clear example of just how insane they. So the Stop Woke Act, remember that? Parts of that got slapped down. Why? Because the court said this is totally unconstitutional. The Stop Woke Act was, of course, a Ron DeSantis initiative. Well, now look at this. Florida Republican wants any blogger writing about Ron DeSantis to register with the state. Huh?
Billy Valentine.
A new bill proposed
There
by
you
a
go.
Republican state senator in Florida would
What
require
the hell?
bloggers to register with the state if they write about
Kalinsky and M'd his hair. What a trinket.
Hey, it's been like that for a long time, bro.
Governor Ron DeSantis and other members of the government. NBC News Channel 8 wrote that Senator Jason Broder's bill would impose fines on anyone who refuses to register to a maximum of $2,500. There would be an additional $25 each day the fee isn't paid. Senate Bill 1316, Information Dissemination, would mandate that writers register with the Florida Office of Legislative Services or the Commission on Ethics. It would apply to anyone who writes an article, a story, or a series of stories about the governor, the lieutenant governor, a cabinet officer, or any member of the legislature, and is paid for doing so. They would have to register within a 5-day period by the publication of the article or
Can you
stories.
believe this?
If the blogger writes about any of those lawmakers again, the writer would be required to submit a monthly
Billy
report on the
Valentine.
10th of every month with the state.
I don't care how long he's had it like that. Looks like Ellen's hairy sister.
Office, if no content is published that month, they wouldn't have to submit a report. So this is about registering journalists, which, by the way, is totally unconstitutional, totally against the First Amendment. The government is supposed to be out of matters like this, not involved in matters like this. Why? Because you can't trust the government to set up a ministry of truth and determine who is and isn't a journalist, who's allowed and who's not allowed. That's not how journalism works.
That's what it comes
If you're
down
on the
to
street and-
with free speech absolutism too. Is you can't trust the government to decide what's hate speech and what's not hate speech, because now they're trying to say that you say the wrong thing or you call someone the wrong word, blah, 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 whatever is hate speech now.
And there's a police brutality situation. You pull out your phone and record it, and then you post later, you're a journalist. You're a journalist. They want journalists to register with the state. Now, of course, the real reason is they want to try to silence any criticism of them.
Kyle might be, this is his red flag. I'm telling you, my red flag was, we're trying to pass a law for children from K to 3. And I was on here months ago telling you guys, look, I'm telling you, this is fascism. This is the beginning of it, and it ain't gonna end, and it's going fast like a forest fire. It's tearing through
And Ron
Florida.
DeSantis.
Like a forest
Yeah,
fire.
and he said it best. Ministry of Truth.
Yes.
Y'all remember
I
last
agree.
year when a lot of Republicans, and they were correct when they criticized when they criticized Joe Biden for the creation of the Disinformation Governance Board and appointing Nina Yankowicz as the head of this governance disinformation board.
Stupid.
And
bitch.
there was outcries from the right, and they were correct to be outraged. And
Yes.
and the real left were the ones calling it out too. By the way,
All of us were.
it was so blatantly anti First Amendment that they felt the pressure, and they knew that if this thing was to continue, they knew the Democrats knew that they were going to be toast in the 2022 election. I mean, this if the Roe versus Wade would not have been overturned last June, just having this disinformation governance board alone would have just carried that little 5-7 seat majority. It was like a 5-seat majority that the GOP has at the moment, a very slim majority. It would have been a little bit bigger than the slim majority they have now. In fact, I think that the GOP would have had a quite larger majority had Roe versus Wade not been overturned. I think that even some of the pro-life activists are probably upset that Roe versus Wade was overturned, but that's another issue for another time. But getting back to what I'm saying here, this basically is a ministry of truth. What the Republicans, have set up down in Florida with regard to criticism against members of the legislature and the lieutenant governor and the governor, like Kyle Kalinske said, and basically this runs against the First Amendment, and it's really setting up a de facto ministry of truth. Of course, you're never going to hear Fox News talk about this. You're never ever going to hear Fox News or One American News Network or Newsmax talk about it. You're not going to hear it from CNN talk about it.
That's right.
Or MSNBC. You're not going to hear it from these folks
right.
Because
this guy makes some really good points, and you guys should check him out. Willie Bragg TV on YouTube. He's going to be here Thursday morning at 10 a.m. We're going to talk about free speech absolutism, and if I have any other questions, or if you guys have any other questions for him, go check out his show. In the meantime, man. All right. I think we've done this long enough, guys. I know we've gone longer than 2 hours. My voice is gone. I love you guys. I'll see you all in the morning. Take care. I'm going to shut this system down and see tomorrow if I get any crashes after disabling this Wi-Fi device. We'll see how it runs. Okay. Thank you once again. Love y'all. And remember...
Hoot and howl. Thanks, Nate.
You're welcome. Remember, I'm over there on Twitter at Nays Garden. All right, I'll look for you over there. In the meantime, I'll subscribe to all my channels, and I'll see you everywhere. Love y'all.